Hello children, I hope all of you are fit and healthy. We all know times are very hard, so you all need to take very good care of yourselves and follow all the instructions of your elders. Welcome once again to your English literature class. So you can see it's written the Caucus Race, but today we are not going to do anything with the story. We are going to have some fun with words. We'll discuss about the word wall given in your lesson. So you can see idioms written there. So what are idioms? Idioms is figurative speech. You must have done idioms in your English 1 class also. Now figurative speech means what? They do not have any literal meaning. Okay? They just add beauty to your sentences. So as we proceed in this session, we will learn more about idioms. Now you can see there's an example given. It had slipped her mind to bring the golden key. It had slipped her mind. You can see slipped her mind is written in italics. Slipped her mind means what? Nothing. There's no mud in the mind that somebody will slip there. These words do not have any literal meaning. We don't have to follow by the meaning of every word, slipping or mind. No, we have to go by the implied meaning. Just slipped her mind means she forgot to bring the golden key. Okay, instead of writing forgot, it's written it had slipped her mind. So your sentence sounds beautiful and you are using an idiom, that is slipped her mind. Same way, I didn't lose heart. What does that mean? Did you lose your heart? You left your heart somewhere and you forgot to pick it up? No, you're not forgetting your heart somewhere. But what happens here is you lose all hope. And sometimes we don't succeed in any game or any competition. No? So we become very hopeless, and you hear your parents, your teachers, they keep telling you don't lose heart, don't lose hope. Not losing heart means not losing hope. I did not lose heart. Competitions are coming up. Now again you have your dance and singing competition. So children, participation is very important. It is not important whether you win or lose. So what is an idiom? An idiom is a group of words with a meaning different from the meanings of the individual words. As I told you previously, it is a group of words. Slipped her mind. A group of words, and the meaning of this group is different from the meaning of the individual word. That means we will not take the meaning of slipped and mind separately. They are all together, collective. Okay, slipped her mind is a collective. It's a group of words with a different meaning. Now let us proceed. You will get ready with your book on page number 96. See, there are different examples given in your book. An eye-opener, at hand, with open arms, running neck and neck, pay through the nose and have a sweet tooth. Do you notice something? In all these idioms, the organs, your body parts are mentioned. Eye, hand, arms, neck, nose, tooth. As you learn more, you will come to know. These are all body idioms. All the body parts are being used. In your language assessment, you all must have done about apple of my eye, 11th hour, or to blow one's own trumpet. So they were also idioms. These are also idioms, but these are all body idioms. Now an eye opener, what does that mean? Somebody is holding your eye and opening it. No, eyes are open as it is. Something that is surprising and also helps one to understand something in a new and different way. Sometimes I'll just give you one simple example. We're not studying well, not studying, you just not paying attention, just wasting your time, and finally maybe you write your exam, and what happens? You see you haven't done well. So then you realize that is an eye-opener for you, no? It is surprising for you. And then you try to understand, oh, because I did not do my work properly, so that test is an eye-opener for you. It helps you to realize the truth. Okay, like sometimes you have a very good friend who is always taking a lot of care of you, and you feel, oh God, and that friend is giving you all nice chocolates and ice cream and taking you to play and everything, and then finally you see that you see him with someone else, and is maybe he's conspiring, wants you not to be good in studies. So eye opener can be anything. It can be any incident. Now, at hand. At hand means something which is very close by. Now, right now you are sitting with maybe your smartphone or your laptop and looking at this video tutorial. So your laptop is at hand. That means it is very close by. It is nearby you. Or your textbook, your literature textbook is at hand. Okay, you're not holding it in your hand, but it is at hand. That means it is very close. Now with open arms. That doesn't mean that you're walking away. With open arms here means maybe somebody comes to your house and you greet that person very nicely, very warmly. That means you're welcoming that person. You're very happy, no? Like your best friend comes to your house, you're very happy, warmly, in a welcoming manner. With open arms, you will welcome your friend because you are very happy. But then maybe somebody comes whom you don't like. Maybe some naughty child comes, or some neighbor whom you don't like, who doesn't have a very good attitude. You will not welcome that person with open arms. No? The next one is running neck and neck. What do you mean? Both the friends, the necks of both the friends are tangled? No. Running at the same pace. That means both are just close by. You write your test, maybe your best friend and you both getting 19 out of 20 or 19 and 19 and a half. So you are running at almost the same pace, no? Neck and neck. Very simple. Just try to follow what I am saying, okay? Running neck and neck means a very close competition. Both of you are the same. Maybe you are learning chapter 4 for the test and your friend is also learning chapter 4. Chapter 3 and 4 is your portion. Both of you have done chapter 3 and now both of you are doing chapter 4. So both of you are running neck and neck. Same pace, same speed, no? Your friend is also doing chapter 4, you are also doing chapter 4. I hope I am clear with this. Next one is pay through the nose. What do? Do you pay through the nose? No, you just hand out money to someone, no? So pay through the nose means to pay too much or pay more than what you want to pay. Suppose sometimes you go to the market, you go to the mall and you find a toy or maybe some gadget and it is very expensive. So you want to have it and maybe that day mama is not carrying enough money. But what to do? You want it very much, very dear, so she wants to make you also happy. So whatever she has, she takes out all the money from her purse, from her wallet and pays, no? Does not keep money for herself, pays all that money to get. So she's paying through the nose. She's paying too much, paying more than she wanted to pay. Maybe she carried some money to buy a sari for herself. No, she didn't buy that. She paid all that money for your toy. So she's paying through the nose, paying too much. Next is have a sweet tooth. Well, that doesn't mean that on your tooth you are putting all the ice cream and cream and it is becoming sweet. No. It means you like sweet food. Those who like sweet food very much, we say they have a sweet tooth. That means they love sweets. Okay. So get ready with your pencils. We will do the match the columns on page number 97. See, visiting the village hit by the storm. Now you have to match these columns to complete the sentences. Okay, you have to match them with the idiom. So visiting the village hit by the storm was an eye-opener for me. Okay, you can see A is written on the screen. Now an eye-opener, why? When we are at home, now also you come to know so much about floods everywhere, Bihar and Assam, Mumbai, such heavy rains. But we are at home, no? We don't realize how much pain those people are having. But when you go to such places and you see, the sufferings of the people, then you will realize that how privileged we are, how lucky we are that God is keeping us safe. Now this pandemic, you are hearing so many things outside, and if those who are happy at home, safe at home, you are safe, but when we see the misery of these people, it is an eye-opener for us. Only then we can thank God. Otherwise, oh God, I cannot go to school, I cannot enjoy with my friends. We are always complaining, no? But when we see the sufferings of others, we realize that we are very much blessed. Number B, don't go away Stay close at hand because I need your help. So number B is the fifth one. Stay close at hand. Okay, sometimes mummy will tell you, no, don't go away, just stay close at hand, means stay nearby, I will need your help. Maybe she wants you to get something for her from the refrigerator or from the cupboard. So she wants you to be there. I enjoy visiting Sheila. Number C. I enjoy visiting Sheila because her parents always greet me with open arms. You enjoy visiting someone, no, where you are greeted properly. So, number D. Look after these books and use them carefully. I had to pay through the nose to buy them for you. That means you really had to pay too much to buy those books. So number D is 6. Number E. The race was exciting because Ronit and Reena were running neck and neck to the finishing line. So till the finishing line, both the friends were almost at the same pace, same speed. So the race becomes very exciting. You don't know who will win in the end. So the race was exciting because Ronit and Reena, it will be number 4, were running neck and neck to the finishing line. Number F. I eat so many chocolates. I certainly have a sweet tooth. That means love for sweets. I certainly have a sweet tooth. So I hope you are very clear with the idioms. If you aren't, listen to it again and again. You will be able to clarify all your doubts. The next one, you can see feeling words. In your book, they have given you some different feeling words like rude, that means tough, smug, excited, grumbling, frowning, sulking. I have given you some more: confused, crabby, furious, excited. All these are words which are telling how you are feeling. When you're happy, all your teeth are out. And when you are very sad or disappointed, you have a very grumpy face. So all these are feeling words. They all describe the way we feel. Now then, they have given you some more words to describe how you feel, and you have to match them with the expressions illustrated for you. So we will be doing this. Get ready with your pencils and let us start. Now look at the first one. The first one is a weary face. W-E-A-R-Y, weary, very tired. Second is horrified. You are horrified when you see something very disastrous. Horrified. Third one is enraged. So very angry. Very angry. Look at the teeth out. Okay. The second set is on page number 98. It's very sad, sorrowful. Next is happy. You can see all the teeth out. Happy. And the last one is puzzled. Maybe he doesn't know the answer, so he is puzzled. So this is enough, children, for today. So you will revise your idioms. It's not that I teach you too many things together and you don't follow anything. You will revise your idioms. It will help you in your English language also. And you can learn this new sets of feeling words so that you can express yourself more beautifully. So take good care of yourselves. Be safe till we meet again in the next session. Thank you.